While a man was on a plane, he suddenly noticed his fingernails turning black rapidly. This was due to a lack of oxygen in his lungs. At that moment, the bottle in his hand started to twist and distort, and the cup on the table began shaking violently. The flight attendant sensed something was wrong, quickly sat down, fastened her seatbelt, and urged all the passengers to do the same. The plane then entered turbulence, and the water in the cup began to float in the air. The entire cabin started to shake intensely. The captain, realizing the situation, quickly put on his oxygen mask. Due to cabin depressurization, the oxygen masks above the passengers' seats dropped down. Passengers hurried to put on the masks and breathe in oxygen. After a period of intense turbulence, the cabin pressure returned to normal. Just as everyone thought they were safe, some strange events began to unfold. First, a middle-aged man started to feel short of breath. His condition worsened quickly, and he kept trying to pull at his mouth with his fingers. Suddenly, blood spurted out of his mouth, and he became terrifyingly still. The crew had no choice but to move his lifeless body to the upper deck, covering it with a blanket. Not long after, a young man sneaked upstairs. While the crew was moving the body, he had noticed that the deceased was wearing an extremely valuable gold watch. He just wanted to steal it. After ripping the watch off the man's wrist, the young man didn't leave but instead took out his phone to snap some photos, proudly showing off his find. Then, in front of the camera, he began to mock the dead man. Suddenly, the body's head turned and it stood up. The young man let out a blood-curdling scream. When the flight attendant returned to the upper deck, she found that the body had mysteriously disappeared and the thief was nowhere to be found. They searched every corner of the upper deck but found nothing. Meanwhile, a girl who went to the bathroom encountered something terrifying. As she was inside, a fog began to spread across the floor, and the lights above flickered uncontrollably. A black hand reached up from the floor, pulling her into an endless darkness. Since the body had disappeared from the cabin, the flight attendants began a search. They looked everywhere but found nothing. Jack realized that all the strange occurrences had begun after the man's death. He suspected that these events were connected to the man in some way. To investigate further, they opened the man's backpack, only to discover it was filled with hair. They began to suspect that they were the victims of some kind of dark magic. The man might have been a powerful sorcerer, and his death had caused the bizarre events. At this point, Bella approached with a small wooden box. She explained that the man had placed it under his feet when boarding the plane. In order to uncover the secrets hidden inside, they decided to open the box.